Hi guys, hope you're well. I haven't done one of these in a while, mainly because consistency is not my thing. But I wanted to chat to you tonight about empowerment and leading with empowerment, and what that actually means. And I think a lot of us think that leading with empowerment and empowering people means giving them a title and maybe a small increase. So I say, right, you're now the supervisor of that team, or I want you to manage that responsibility, recruitment, or whatever the case may be, whatever department it is. And maybe I give you a small increase for that. And that's empowerment. I've now empowered you. But that's almost the least important part of empowerment. What empowerment actually is when we allow people to do the jobs that we've hired them to do. So we spend a lot of money and time and energy on recruitment and getting the right people into our business, but then we spend all our time telling them how to do their jobs and not allowing them to do it. And this is especially true in small businesses or small departments where the leader of that department has been the crux of the whole business, and now it's growing and he's got to give some of that power over to his people, but he finds it difficult because he or she, because he's been the leader of all the decisions, the maker of all decisions, he's been able to take credit for all the success, and also take accountability for all the failure. And it becomes a bit difficult now when you have to give that power over to someone else. But what empowerment really is giving people the power, that's why it's called empowerment, to fail. But then giving them the tools so that they don't. So what does that mean? Steve Jobs says that, the worst thing that we can do, and I'm certainly paraphrasing here, but he says the worst thing that we can do is hire a whole bunch of clever people and then tell them how to do their jobs. We've spent this time and money recruiting. We've done the right things, making sure we've got the people with the right experience, the right qualifications, and we bring them into a role. And then we give them instructions rather than outcomes. And I think we get a lot more from our people when we manage by outcomes. So we say, you complete this. This is what I need you to do. This is how I need you to do it, but this is what I need you to do. And give them the power to do it, to try their own way, to make mistakes, and to fail at something. And that's very difficult, especially in a small business where every mistake could count. And it does make it hard to allow people to fail, but you have to do that because that's how people learn. So you have to give them the power to make calls. If you're going to make somebody a leader, allow them to lead in their own way. Let them try and find their way, but not without guidance. True empowerment is when I've given someone enough structure, enough guidance, enough tools in order to be able to do the job and somewhere to go back and check, so that they're not only learning by failure, but they're learning from your example, they're learning from your structures, your policies, your procedures that you already have in place, from your guidance and your mentorship, because that is empowerment. Empowerment is to say, here, I want to put you in this role, but I'm not going to just chuck you in and expect you to swim. I'm going to first give you lessons on how to swim. Then I'm going to make sure that the water isn't too deep and too rough. But if it is, that you've got enough, that you're close enough to be able to call for a life raft when you need it. And that's what true leadership by empowerment is. It's saying, here, take it. But I'm still here around the corner if you need to call me. Not for everything. And I don't want you to call me every time there's a bit of a wave, but I am here and I've already shown you how to swim. I've shown you how to navigate the waters. And I think that's what true empowerment is. And it takes a lot of trust. You have to be able to trust your people and trust yourself that you have chosen and employed the right people. And you've given those people enough guidance to be able to do it. And if you do that, if you're able to empower your people and trust them to have your business's best interest at heart, because most people in a small business do, you will see amazing gains, because you'll free yourself up to be able to do the stuff that you are good at and allow those people to do the stuff that they're good at. So in summary, empowerment is not simply giving someone a title and an increase. Empowerment is saying, I'm going to give you the power to fail, but the tools to make sure that you don't. Good luck, have a lovely evening and a wonderful May.